Hey, welcome back to the studio. I'm Wyatt.
I'm Joe.
We're going to be looking at the Tulsa King teaser from Paramount Plus.
Starring Sylvester.
Sylvester?
Sylvester.
Sylvester. That's Mr. Stallone.
Hey,
Sylvester Stallone.
This is on Paramount Plus. Let's give it a watch.
Yeah.
We'll stick around at the end for some thoughts. Don't go away. Let's enjoy this together.
When I was 17, I wanted to be a gangster. I married this life, and now, after keeping my mouth shut,
It's The Sopranos.
I'm gonna see if it married me back.
Tulsa, I want you to go there.
This a joke?
New in town?
Is it that obvious?
Oh,
Was that it?
That was it, dude.
That's it?
That was it.
Ah. Boo.
That's crazy, man. The Tulsa King. That was it.
Love
Just
it.
a little bit of Sylvester. Just a little bit of Mr. Stallone. That's it.
I love Sylvester Stallone.
Why?
I just like watching him on screen, especially now that he's
Adrian.
old. You know, his performance in like the first Rambo is excellent.
Yeah.
and it I think people don't understand, like, Rambo kind of is the story of a broken man.
Yes.
You know,
It's not just a guy who's a psychopath
no,
killing everybody.
it's not just an action movie and about him killing people. It's got a lot of deep stuff in there, especially towards the end. But I like watching him now. He's done so many action movies. You know, he's kind of fat, but he's old. You know,
He's like, you new in town? He's like, is it that obvious? Is it that obvious?
he's got the growly voice, but
I
he's-
married this life. Let's see if it married me back.
I don't know. What do you think? This is another
Paramount?
Paramount Plus kind of streaming service
Yep.
show or movie. Is it a movie?
It seems like a show.
It-
That's exactly what it seems like. I'd be surprised if this is a film. Joshua's checking it out for us right now.
We're getting a lot of them,
We are.
and I feel like we're
The
kind
last
of
one we did was Halo.
yeah, which didn't do great.
No.
But I feel like we're in the stage of TV where it's kind of like the working out stage. There was a lot of TV shows that, for certain broadcast channels, that didn't work. And so they went through TV show after TV show till they found stuff that worked.
Yes.
I feel like we've almost re-entered that age with streaming services.
Do you think?
Yeah, because we're no longer doing things, episode by episode,
Okay.
right? Where the show can get canceled mid-season because people didn't like the last episode.
Yes.
We're filming a whole thing and then we're putting it up, and whether it's good or bad, people are going to see it. You know?
Okay.
And so you have to buy into the idea before you even get the product.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I mean, it leaves a lot to the viewer as far as choice, but also we don't have as much say. And when it was when people were watching a TV show and they could be like, ratings are down.
Yes.
Nobody is watching this show. People are leaving the channel. We don't do that anymore. We don't get the same kind of feedback for TV shows anymore.
Netflix does it.
Netflix
You
does
can
it.
rate a show.
Yeah.
It's like when you're rating on Yelp. You got 1 star, 5 stars.
But you can't do it. You can't do it as the show goes, because a lot of
I'm just
shows
kidding.
on
It's a like button.
a lot of shows on TV, the first season or the first half of the first season would start out really bad,
Mm-hmm.
and then they would change things
Oh
to
yeah,
keep people watching.
because they already put money in it.
Because they want to keep it on TV, so they have to change things. What do we do to make people keep watching? Whereas we can't get into, halfway through Boba Fett and be like, we don't like this, and we want something else, and the directors be like, all right, well, we got to change. We got to do something new with this next episode. It kind of felt like that when they were like, throw the Mandalorian in.
It kind of
You
felt
know?
like that, yeah.
But that wasn't the case.
It's because production value is too high at this point.
Yeah.
Everything's done by time it's going up. So that means, like, if we're talking about back when they were airing I Love Lucy,
Yeah.
you know, they're like, we film an episode of I Love Lucy in 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
So if by week 2 people are not liking it, then for episode 8 and 9 we can course correct.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we can't do that now because everything needs to be done and basically done with post before it's going up.
And I know that's kind of like getting sidetracked from
The Tulsa King.
The Tulsa King, but you know, it's
It's a valid concern because
concern.
Paramount as a streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
It
I mean,
hasn't caught
I'm
its
always
sea
happy.
legs yet.
I'm always happy to see Stallone coming back and doing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's still acting. I'm glad a lot of the older actors, the old action star actors, are still acting. You know, seems like we're getting a lot of new people, and
Excuse me.
it's kind of cool to see the older generation.
Yeah.
still doing stuff.
This says from the co-creators of Yellowstone, which is a hit show on Peacock. Everybody loves Yellowstone.
Yeah.
I haven't got myself into it yet. I'll let you know on the podcast when I do. The executive producer of The Sopranos. To
Okay.
common folk, that might be like, oh, Sopranos. To someone who knows what an executive producer and film structure is, this means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Executive producer is money producer, which
Right.
means they're donating money, they are finding a bulk of money, and or they are giving their services to the film. So, like, they're doing free work for the film, and because they're a reputed name, they can be labeled as executive producer.
Right.
The executive producer of The Sopranos is not a valid
Calling card, like
it's not.
selling
It's not.
point.
It's not. No, to people who don't know what an executive
Yeah.
producer is, maybe
They see Sopranos.
they see Sopranos.
Somebody who
Look,
worked on Sopranos.
Somebody who worked on Sopranos.
Yeah.
This executive producer could literally have just, I don't know, gotten the lottery with Sopranos.
Right.
They're like, I invested some money in Sopranos because I liked HBO at the time, and the money went to Sopranos. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm an executive producer
Yeah.
of The Sopranos.
And look,
Like, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean you know what
but
you're talking about.
you know, it could mean that they have an eye for shows that they like and that they like to invest in.
Mm-hmm.
So, in this Tulsa King could be one of those things. Maybe they have an eye for golden TV shows.
Maybe. It's possible. The thing is, with executive producers, it could be a whole gamut
Yeah.
of options as far as who they are as creators or who they are as investors. So we'll have to just wait and see. We'll watch the first couple episodes of Tulsa King and let you guys know what we think, if it's
Yeah.
any good. And we're probably going to do that on our podcast, Wiseworks Podcast. Check it out. Search it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast. And enjoy our long-form conversations like this, but at a podcast speed.
Podcast speed, yeah.
Yeah.
We could take a little bit more time. Tell us what you think about Tulsa King in the comments. Like and subscribe the video. Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
Toodaloo.